Welcome again to another episode of the Washington SXN podcast. You know the drill already. Tell a friend, share, comment, and subscribe. So let's get it. Just jump into this video real quick. Where you see the president of Namibia talking to the chairman of the German parliament when he come to basically scold the Nambian president, tell him how to treat the Chinese. But listen to the response of the president of Namibia. Boom. Let's get into it.
Whereas in Namibia, for example, the number of Chinese people living here in the meantime is 4 times as much as, for example, the German community. And so far, it's not precisely the same what takes place all over the world. There are differences. And what I'm...
Mr. Speaker, what is your problem with that? Why does it become your problem? it looks like it's a more European problem than our problem.
Yeah.
You are so sorry for us. I don't see Chinese will never come and play around here. As Germans not allowed to do that, which Germans are doing, by the way. You talk about Chinese. We allow Germans to come offer visas here. Red carpet. Our people are harassed in Germany. Even diplomatic passport holders in Germany. And you come in here, Germans come in here as they want. So why Chinese talk about Germans? How you are treating us there? Chinese don't treat us like that. Diplomatic passport. We're coming back from Geneva. These people were held up at the airport. Just now, last week, in Germany. We know what we will handle our own country. Don't be sorry for us.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Every time Westerner comes, it's about Chinese. What is the problem? Is Namibia having problem with Chinese? Did you tell Namibians Chinese have overtaken Namibia? Not on my watch. I told Chinese ambassador, yeah, I'm not your puppet. It was in press everywhere. So please, respect us. That's all I will say. It shows this respect. That we are children who are going to be cajoled by Chinese or so. No. Chinese are coming in infrastructure all over Africa. And I saw in America, they are there. Who bailed Americans out from the financial crisis? Chinese money is there. So why small Namibia, who fought Germans, even Germans were fighting with you. You are tough people. Now Chinese will come and, after our sovereignty, come and decolonize us? You think so? Germans cannot succeed. Even those Germans who are here. So please, at every European coming is about Chinese. And Chinese, we are dealing with them. They're in Germany. They come in Germany, they're in America. France, they bought up France. So Namibia is not bought up yet. So please, as I said, I told Chinese, envy, we're not going to exchange the old colonial or imperialism with new imperialism.
So guys, here you see in this video where the Nambian president, President Hage, put the chairman of the Parliament of Germany, ambassador, in his place. Listen to me. All he's worrying about is, oh, the Chinese population is overtaking the Germans in Namibia. But this is what the president said. Don't come here and lecture me when you're treating Nambian citizens in Germany that has German passport like dogs. The president himself, and it's not, well, not the president himself, but when they went to the Geneva Convention recently and they were coming back, they have diplomatic passport and they come to Germany, they stop them in the airport, treating them as if less than they don't want to let them through, which they had because they have diplomatic passports. So how is it now you're trying to dehumanize black people in Germany at the airport and in our own country, and then you want to come tell us lecture about what if the Chinese come to take over? You are the one who is, as he said in the video, is taking our resources from Namibia and go with it. So that's trying to, he's going to stop that because that's what he's saying. The Chinese come, they help us with trade, aid, infrastructure, and economy. They build hospitals, they build roads, they build electrical grids, they build oil pumping stations. The Germans only come to take resources and go. So who is you to come and tell the president as if we should just what, run the Chinese? You come to give us lectures. We don't want no lecture. And this is as the president of Namibia said. Whenever the West turn ambassadors come to Africa, even the continent on a whole, all they come to do is give lectures and tell us, oh, the Chinese this, or the Chinese is that, death traps, or don't work with the Chinese. But yet, Chinese own half of America debt. Billions of dollars in debt, trillions of dollars in debt. The Americans owe the Chinese. So how is it you can take money from the Chinese, but we Africans can't take money from the Chinese? He did the same thing with the French. They hold the Chinese, the Germans, so they have money for the Chinese. So how is it okay for you to take money from the Chinese, but Africa can't? So this is what the president is saying. When they come with trade and development and infrastructure and loans, which they work with Nambian, with Namibia, the government of Namibia. They work with them, not against them. Germans don't do this; they work against the government. But now, because of this new president standing up tall within chess, talking within chess, that's what's scaring the Westerners now, because they realize Africa don't really need them, but they definitely need Africa. And that's the whole thing right here. He's trying to tell him, I respect this president, the president of Namibia, President Hage. He really set this Nambian, this German councillor, chairman of the parliament, straight. The only thing you're scared about is the population of the Germans in Namibia, and that is why he's there talking, trying to pit him against the Chinese. But no, that's not going to work. This is why channels like mine is needed and other bigger channels. We get these interviews and we can put them to the world to see what the Westerners are doing. It's not like one time when the big CNNs and the BBCs and these come and they paint one narrative and then push it out to the world saying African presidents are dictators or they are corrupt or the Chinese are taking over because what? That's the narrative they push. But with channels like mine and other bigger channels, you can actually see what the West is actually doing on the ground presently, because the Chinese is not complaining about the Germans, so why the Germans are complaining about the Chinese? And they're the ones who are actually building out Africa with infrastructure, electrical grids, railways, roads, buildings, skyscrapers. What did the Germans or the Americans or the French do in Africa? We can point it and say, look, that's what they did to help Africa to grow. No, because they still don't keep Africa on a level, take our resources, use it in their countries, and then turn and laugh at the African president and say, oh, they're weak and all this. So that's why they don't like President Kamu of Rwanda, the Nambian president, Hage, the Ghana president of Zimbabwe, South African president. That's why they're going after these presidents and this government, because they are banning the natural resources of Africa to leave the continent without they getting a piece of the pie. And this is what is scaring the Westerners right now, because that's why they are so much all over Africa right now, going to do different meetings with Africans. The French is in Africa right now doing macros in 4 different countries right now, trying to get a grip back on the slipping away of these countries like the Mali, Somalia, and which other country? The Congo, which is where he's in. The Germans are going all over Africa doing the same thing. America's doing the same thing. And that's what is scaring them right now. The fact that Africa is on a rise and standing on their own 2 feet and banning certain imports and certain exports, and they are actually doing inter-Africa trade now to lessen the dependence on the West and the US dollar. That is what is scaring the hell out of them. And the BRICS. I'm telling you, Africa gonna be a force to be reckoned with very soon, because finally the presidents are standing up, talking with their chest and making it big, broad and loud and heard, and then keep your aid, because they're trying to use the aid now to take, oh, we're gonna threaten you and take away your aid or something. And our African countries are saying, no, take your aid, we don't need aid. Aid is the problem in Africa right now. The aid is the problem. So take your aid, we don't want it. So yes, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something as always. I learn, you learn, we learn. I don't know. It's the Washington SXM podcast. I don't know. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. So peace. One love.